Welcome, gentlemen, to Ask Hypnotica number 25. Now, I already recorded this one. It was a beautiful session for 15 minutes, and there was some gold on there. And then when I went to take it down off my recording thing, maybe I hit delete and it erased it. So I'm having resilient thoughts right now of, but I'm just going to stick through it because it's important. So I'm just letting you know that I'm being challenged right now, because there was some good stuff there. Anyways, let's get to the point. You guys know that it's been a week, so I want to apologize that I wasn't able to get these out because I basically did a release on my new product, the Masculine Matrix, and I want to say, hey, thank you guys for sending me all those awesome letters. It's a badass program, and you're realizing it. And if you're listening to this, I want to put in a couple of things if you bought it. Remember, the Masculine Matrix is about incorporating its strength into your neurology. It's conditioning your neurology to have more power, to have more strength. And so when you're doing the exercise, really get into it. You have your headphones on and you have your iPhone in it. And like I said, when you're doing stuff like, lifting your hands up, really do it. Get your body involved. The more you get your neurology involved, the more you're conditioning your neurology to accept more energy, accept more power, to really open yourself up to it. So the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. Watch that YouTube video called the Hypnotica Matrix, the directions, and really understand, because there's a gold mine there. And it really has to do with how much you actually get yourself involved in the process and let your neurology get involved. If you're going and you're afraid to slap yourself, you're not going to get, you're going to get results, but you're not going to get those fantastic results. So let's get into the actual Ask Hypnotica 25. Now, this comes from Daniel from Switzerland, and he's actually on my Facebook group, the Master Circle. So it's actually the questions coming from there. And I'm just going to get into it because, and I'm still thinking about, I hope I can do it as good as the first one, because the first one that I did was pretty fucking cool. I was pretty happy with it. So we're going to get into it again. I realized, and I'm going to read the whole thing. I realize that I feel jealousy when I see or hear other people who are in the same or similar professions as I am. I realize that first I put myself down, and then I think, well, who's this person? He or she can't be as good as me, blah, blah, blah. Then I think, what the fuck? I don't want to think that way. Intellectually, I know that I'm unique. Nobody does things the way that I do, and I don't have to compare myself to others anyway. But still, there is a negative feeling at first. I want to have a mindset like, yeah, awesome, more people who are conscious and helping other people. How can I support him or her? I want to see the bigger picture. What is your hint? What is your experience? What is your mindset towards people who are in the same field as you and maybe even more successful than you? Thank you, Daniel. The first thing is, I'm going to just go right there and we're going to break this down. I realize that I feel jealousy when I see or hear people who are in the same or similar profession as I am. Do you know what that's telling you? All right. It's telling you, it's reminding you that this is important to you. All right. It's a reminder to say, hey, you know what? I feel a little jealousy, which is reminding you that, hey, this is important to you. All right. And when you feel jealousy towards something, it's basically saying, hey, you know what? I care about this. So the jealousy really isn't jealousy. It's a reminder. And maybe it doesn't feel as good as it did or the way you'd want it to feel, yet it will when we're done with this. So you first feel that jealousy, instantly remind you. It's like a little alarm going off, going, hey, you know what? This is important. This is something that I want to think about. This is reminding me that there's something important here for you. So you basically say, I realize that I feel jealousy when I see or hear about people who are in the same or similar fields as I am. So what you're basically saying is, you seeing them is a reminder to yourself that your business, what you do, is important. Think about that. You see them and they're kicking ass. It's instantly a reminder that you're important. Your business, your profession is important. And to take a moment in that time to just go, hey, you know what? Let's think about this. This is giving me a chance to really focus my thoughts towards what's important, why I'm doing what I'm doing. And that person is basically reminding you to think about your business, which is a good thing. Now, you said, I realized that first I put myself down. Putting yourself down is reminding yourself that maybe you got to put a little bit more energy into the business. If you're putting yourself down, it's basically saying, hey, you know what? You know that you're not doing what you should be doing in order to make your business that good. What's the positive intention behind it? You put yourself down for what reason? Okay? Are you putting yourself down because you're basically reminding yourself that you haven't been doing what you should be doing? Maybe you're not putting the time, the energy, the attention, intention into your business. So that's also a reminder. And let's go on from here. So I realized that at first I put myself down, and then I think, who is this person? Let's go through the whole thing. Okay, I realized that I feel jealousy, which is a reminder to feel good because it's reminding you that your business is important and for you to focus on it and to actually get your attention focused that way. Energy flows where attention goes. So this person's actually just reminding you that put a little attention towards your business. And I realized that I put myself down, and then I think, who is this person? Like, who is this person? Okay, this person that is in the same field as you is a part of a tradition, is a part of a lineage, is a part of history, is a part of a line long of men and women that are in the same arena as you, that are teaching, that are helping, that are basically enhancing your profession. Think about this. Imagine if there was only one Jimi Hendrix. Well, there is only one Jimi Hendrix, but that was it. That was all you got to listen to. Think about how lame guitaring would be, really, if that was the only thing that people followed, or Eric Clapton. So think about this. You have Jimmy Page, Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton. Maybe they all were thinking they were competing themselves, which was reminding them to get better because he's learning a technique from this guy, and this guy's going off in his direction. He's coming back. It's basically like walking down a trail. You were saying, okay, this is going to change after you're done listening to this. You're basically saying, like, that guy's on that trail, and damn, I want to go up that trail. And he's probably thinking, man, I wish there was another trail that I was going on because this trail sucks. Because every person on their own journey is being challenged to some degree. And you're going to go up this trail. So he's going, man, like, I wish I could go up that trail because there's things on that trail that aren't on this trail. And you're looking at his and going, hey, that guy's on that trail and he's higher than me. Okay. But you haven't really noticed your own trail. So what it's doing is, like I said, this is all reminding yourself that it's important. And think about this. You're part of a tradition, and that's what I want to talk about. If you're a coach, you have coaches, and you have artists. Artists are part of a tradition. They've studied other artists. No artist, no doctor, no mechanic, okay? Mechanics just didn't get in there and do it. They came and learned from prior experience from those people who had been doing it before them, and that's the lineage. So when I see someone, me personally, that's doing what I do, I think to myself, that's a family there. This person has the same ideas, meta programs, criteria, values probably that I do, sees the world in a similar way. And, how am I going to get jealous with that? All I can do is get inspired by that because I'm thinking we're a part of the same team. I'm a part of a clan. I'm a part of a tribe. He's a part of that same clan, that same tribe. He's interested. We're sharing information. We're sharing knowledge. He's doing things differently than I'm doing. I'm doing things differently than he's doing. John down the street, who also does it, is doing things differently. Okay, if you can't learn from another person about what to do and what not to do and different techniques and stuff like this, then you got to open up your eyes. And you got to really open your eyes to what's really going on. So let's kind of, go back and think about this because all it is a sequence. So you realize that you felt jealousy. Okay. So now you're going to realize that you have a new way of thinking. That jealousy is actually not really jealousy. It's just a feeling that's reminding you to think about your business, which is important. And that person's just basically a reminder to go, hey, we can do things differently. Hey, you know what? What can I learn here? This person's reminding me that I can focus on something. There's probably something to learn here. And then you realize that you put yourself down. Okay, putting yourself down is basically saying, what am I not yet focusing on? Okay, so the putting yourself down could basically be like, I don't need to put myself down. What I do is that's also a reminder to think about, hey, what's important here? What can I learn right now? Or what can I say to myself right now and actually go through it and be the process, actually go on the journey yourself, because a lot of your clients are going to come to you and they're going to be through similar things and people beat themselves up. So when you actually learn this process and you incorporate it and you integrate it and you transform it and you actually change it, you are being a very powerful leader for those people that come to you. So like at first you caught yourself. That's the important. You caught yourself. That is so huge when you understand that. Now, try to go back and think about it the old way. I guarantee you're not going to, because you just see that guy and you're going to say, oh, I feel jealous. And you're like, well, it's not really jealous. I mean, you could feel jealous, but that's only a reminder that this is important to me and that person where he's doing what he's doing, I can learn from that. And also the fact that maybe I was going to put myself down here, but now I'm being conscious of it. I can put myself down. That's kind of traditional way of doing things, and you could do that. But what are you going to improve yourself on? How are you going to improve your clients? How are you going to improve yourself? How are you going to improve the dynamics of the world? Let's just catch it and just erase that old neurology. Being aware of it is the first step. So you say, well, what would you have said? Well, I'm a piece of shit because I didn't study today. Well, okay, then how much do you have to study? So I caught myself. Well, how can I be an awesome, amazing dude to go through life and change that pattern right now? Because by me going through it, I'm going to learn it at a deep cellular level, and I'm going to be able to introduce it to the world in my unique way. So I caught myself. Cool. So, okay, well, what can I do right now to change that? Well, I used to think that, I'm being a piece of shit. Okay, well, how can I do that? Hey, why don't I go up there and say, hey, are you in the same profession? What's the most important thing that you've learned about this profession that's important to you? Or would you like to ever introduce or change or think about different ideas? It's an opportunity. There's only opportunities around here. Okay, all we got to do is take off those glasses that you had been looking at through, okay, clean them up, or actually just change them and grab the good pair that's like opportunities and possibilities everywhere and focus on that. Let's go down the next line. I realize at first I pull myself down, which changes now, and then I think, who is this person? He or she can't be as good as me, blah, blah, blah. Of course they're not as good as you, and you're not as good as them. That's their own unique advantage that they have in the world. Like I said before, you've heard it over and over. No one's going to be a better you than you, right? No one's going to walk the same path as you. Think about if Eric Clapton was like, that guy, he's never going to be better than I am. Okay, well, who cares? If all these people didn't inspire each other and see what they're bringing to the table and see different techniques and challenges and finger-picking techniques, then life would be pretty dull. It definitely wouldn't be as exciting and adventurous as it is now because there's so many creative opportunities that are out there. He could be better than you. Let him be better than you. I love when people are better than me because then I look at it and I go, well, what is he doing that I haven't yet done? Or it's like an inner inspiration to go, you know what? Like he's kicking ass. If I just hunker down a little bit more, then I could also have that. It's all it is. It's a reminder. It's a reminder that he's doing good and there's abundance in the world and you could be doing that good as well. Everything's just a reminder, and your intention on this is your business. This is what you do. How are you going to be the best you that you can be so that you can transform, inspire, lead other people out of where they're at? And remember, if you're a healer, if you're a coach, you have to go through the process. This isn't something you just read about and say, I'm great. Okay. You actually learn interesting and unique things because you get put through these processes. So when a person says, I see this person, I feel jealous, instantly you can say, well, let me teach you a few things. What's the positive intention? What does the jealousy really say to yourself? What's the positive intention? Well, the jealousy, what does it mean? What is it trying to do for you? It's trying to remind me that there's something important here, or that I can love to such an extent that I want to give everything to one person. There's so many positives to this thing. So then I think, what the fuck? I don't want to be that way. Intellectually, I know that you're unique. Nobody does things the way that I do, and I don't have to compare myself to others anyways. Nothing wrong with comparing yourself, okay, and putting it up there and saying, well, what does he have? As long as you're looking at it and you're saying, hey, you know what? Like, I really like these traits. These are really cool traits. If I don't like the guy, maybe you don't like the guy. Maybe he's a dick, okay? You don't know him. If he make judgment on you, that's on you. It's your own spiritual path that you want to walk. And there's people I don't like. They just rub me wrong, or I don't like the way they interact with the world, but I don't put any emotional investment in it. I just look at it and go, yeah, it's not really my type of guy or my type of girl or anything like this. And that's that. So be okay with being human. It's okay to be human. All right, just realize, is it serving you or is it not serving you? So you want to have a mindset like, yeah, awesome. More people who are conscious and helping other people. How can I support him or her? I want to see the bigger person. You don't have to do that. Guys don't need to go around tickling each other's balls and making them feel good, all right? It's not one of those things. If you want to support him, kick ass. Because you're going to make waves and he's going to eventually look at you and go, hey, I'm going to improve my craft because this guy's kicking ass. He's being unique. He's being original. He's seeing things differently than I had seen before. And he's going to look at you for inspiration. So you want to support him? Just focus and be the best that you can be in your tradition, your tribe, with your ancestors. All these people, think about thousands of years. All this information through therapists and coaches, they've all shared with each other to get to this point in time. And we're just getting all the information that's been siphoned and filtered. And we're probably getting the best information available. We're able to siphon through this, okay? It's a good thing, all right? It's a good thing when you can just stop and just go, hey, you know what? That guy's a part of my tribe. He's a part of my tradition. He loves similar things that I love. He's seeing a very similar world to you. And like I said, he's going up this side of the mountain, you're going up that side of the mountain. Your job is to basically, notice things on your side of the mountain and say, hey, you know what? Hey, how are things over here? You know what I noticed? Yelling to him, I can see that there's a river down here. And he's like, oh, I don't see a river. You know what I see? I see that there's a meadow and there's beautiful flowers out there and there's some bananas in the trees. And you're like, really? Yeah. So, say, well, why don't you come over here? You switch sides and you look at it and then you both see things. It's to share information. And if people are hating on you and they're being jealous, that's okay. Just let them. That's on them. All right. That's not who you are. You get to rise above this if you're a true coach. All right. And this is truly important to you. The first thing you should do is see the person, feel the jealousy if you felt it. That might disappear into just feeling good because you're instantly reminding you that, hey, this is an opportunity. That's being an alarm to remind you that there's something important here. You get to think about your business. You get to think about what's important in your life, a reminder to think about what's important. That's an amazing thing. So don't worry about supporting him. And to see the bigger picture, you are the bigger picture, okay? You're the bigger picture for lots of people. You're the one going through your own process. You're a beautiful thread being threaded through the tapestry of your profession. All right, and you're making your own unique notes and you're learning things differently and uniquely. And you get to remind yourself of it. And so is that other person over there. Look at that and realize what it is. So you guys, maybe if you want to thread together, you form things, you learn about things, and you go off on your own. I would never, ever say, hey, I'm jealous of that person, because of the fact that I get to learn from one thing or another. If the guy's a dick, I learn how not to be a dick. If the guy's mean, I learn how not to be a dick. Things like this, all right? And I look at it and go, good, I'm glad that that's out there, because that's a path. That's like a guy walking on the same hill, but he's just like walking into a wall. And he just keeps on walking, and that's not a path I want to walk on. It's not useful. And you can notice, well, he's not getting anywhere in life. So there's lots of things you get to think about. Now, the trick to all this, I've been kind of going off. Like I said, I just did a long one. I had a consultation, and I haven't drinking any water, so we're gonna continue. And that just went there. All right. So, because this is going to be specific to you, all right, like I said, this is your own personal message. I've said a lot of stuff here, and there's going to be thoughts, boom, pop, that I'm popping in. Some of it, makes sense. Some of it you're just going to integrate and try to feel the old way. Right now, Daniel, think about it. Go look at a person, or just imagine a person in your mind and be like, I'm going to feel jealous, all right, without it reminding you that your business is important to you. Good. And try to put yourself down without it actually saying, hey, you know what? This is the process I get to do to change my thought process, to become even more powerful, to walk through it and to do it and to overcome it and to transform it and to get a new neurosynapse to something more positive. And then once you get that going, and every time you think that way, you get the myelin going, and it creates a very powerful neural network to something that is amazing. You get the opportunity to do that and transform that. Not like any of your clients need that kind of stuff, right? So do it. Be powerful at it. Learn your own creativity, all right? Look, I know this was all over the place, but go ahead, Daniel. Try to think about the old way. Try to feel jealous. Try to think about, like, why is this person in my tribe, my ancestry of doing things that we love to do? He's on your team. It's a beautiful thing, humanity. Like I said, lots of other people have things. Doctors have their tribe and their ancestry of sharing. If there was no sharing and there was no people that loved what you do and there are similar things, it would be a very dull world. It's a beautiful world. Remember that. And I don't know what else to say, because I've said a lot of stuff and I got more videos to do for my Masculine Matrix. So with that being said, hopefully you got some of it. Like I said, I know it was all over the course. This is probably the craziest one I've ever done. But with that, try, Daniel, to think about the old way of being. I doubt you'll be able to do it. Think good, feel good, be awesome. Pow! Hypnotica out.